been a lot of discussion lately about the rich people cheating on their taxes. My experience is the rich don't have to cheat because they have all the incentives. The people who are cheating, frankly, number one cheaters in the world are right here.
You've gone very public with this.
Right.
You've talked about in your own office, for example, you pay a much lower tax rate with all of your wealth than, say, a receptionist does.
That's exactly right, Tom. And I think the only way to do it is with specifics. And in our office, 15 people cooperated in a survey out of 18. I didn't make anybody do it. And my total taxes paid, payroll taxes plus income tax, mine came to 17.7%. The average for the office was 32.9%. There wasn't anybody in the office, from the receptionist on up, that paid as low a tax rate. And I have no tax planning. I don't have an accountant. I don't have tax shelters. I just follow what the U.S. Congress tells me to do.
Oh, thanks. Okay, this is the financial statement that Robert has right over here, cash flow. This is financial statement. We have income, expense, asset, and liability. Okay, what happens for most people? Money comes in and it goes out as taxes. So what's happening is they're either consuming it or they're saving it. And people who are consumer save, they pay taxes on 100% of their income. That's the rules. You consume it or you save it, you pay 100% tax on your income.
There's one more thing about the 401k. How does that tax work?
That's even better. So the 401k, you put money in, but you pay tax at the highest rate coming out. You don't pay tax at lower rates, you pay tax at the highest rate coming out. It's earned in, it's ordinary income.
So when you retire, it comes out as ordinary income?
It comes out as ordinary income. Even if it were invested, say, I mean, some people will tell me, well, I'm going to invest in Kenny's deal through my IRA. I'm going, that is literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Okay, and I hear it all day long. Okay? Well, because what's happening? You're losing all the tax benefits that we were talking about with Kenny, but when it comes out, it's taxable as ordinary income. So you turned a non-taxable event into a taxable event. Yeah, that's dumb. Okay, that is not rocket science to figure out that I don't want to do that, right? Pay depends heavily on which quadrant you're in. So if you're an employee, you make good salary, you're probably going to pay about 40%.
This is worldwide too.
It is. It's really interesting. We travel all over the world, and I always get to look at the tax law when we go somewhere, and the rates are remarkably similar. The brackets are different, but the top rates are about the same. If you're self-employed, you get more education. You decide to start your business, you're up to 60%. But a big business owner is down around 20%. This is why Warren Buffett famously said that he pays a lower tax rate than his secretary. She's an employee, he's a big business owner. That's the fundamental difference there. And then, if you're a professional investor, you get down to zero. That's what Kenny was talking about, okay? He's a professional investor, hasn't paid taxes. So basically, if you look over here, this is Biden, right? This is Harris, attorney. And this is Trump. You know, Trump, New York Times said Trump 10 out of 15 years paid no tax and 2 years paid $750 in tax. And somebody asked me, what do you think about Trump paying $750 in tax? And I said his accountant should be fired. Because why is he paying any at all? Because Trump uses so much debt, it's so hard for him to ever pay tax. Because he does what Kenny does, but on a larger scale, right? That's his business. So, love him or hate him, this is the way the tax law works. So the tax law is about 6,000 pages, and there's one line in the tax law that says all income's taxable, unless we say it isn't. There's another line that says nothing's deductible unless we say it is. There's a few pages that tell you how much tax to pay, but the rest of it, almost literally 99.9% of it, is just an instruction guide on how to reduce your taxes. It's very much a roadmap. And the reason is because there's incentives. And when you look at who does the government want to incentivize? Okay, well, not employees. Employees consume. Trina said it earlier. Consumers pay a lot of tax. This is why savers are losers. They're consumers. Okay, so if you consume it, if you're an employee, okay, well, they're just going to pay tax. As a self-employed, if you don't pay attention, you're just going to pay the same amount of tax they do, plus extra. But what happens is that the government says, well, wait a minute, what would we really like? Well, over here, what we really want is we want to incentivize job creation. So that's why this is 500 employees or more. Okay? Once you get over 500 employees, now you're really creating jobs. The government wants jobs created. That's one of their number one goals. What about down here? Well, they want housing. Kenny talked about that. But what else do they want? Energy, agriculture, and technology. So they incentivize all of those. That's what they incentivize. So once you get in your mindset that the government, I get to choose, right? We're all partners with the government. I get to choose. Am I a silent partner over here, or am I an active partner over here doing what the government wants done? Okay, these people, you know, there's been a lot of discussion lately about the rich people cheating on their taxes. My experience is the rich don't have to cheat because they have all the incentives. The people who are cheating, frankly, number one cheaters in the world are right here. That's true. And these are the people, they're your stylists. Thank you for admitting that. They're your stylists. They're your contractors that say, here, pay me cash and I'll give you a 20% discount. What is that? Well, they'd rather give you a 20% discount than pay the government 60% in tax. That's all that is. That's just money under the table. It's under the table from the government. So that's where all the cheating is, okay? So don't believe this. These people don't need to cheat. You know, Trump, I love this. So I love that New York Times article. I know he hated it, but I loved it. Because basically what it said is, it said he made $400 million on The Apprentice. That's his S income. But what did he do? He did just like Robert was talking about. He borrowed, rolled it into real estate, and what did he get back? A $70 million refund. Wow. He rolls it into real estate, his hotels, golf courses, etc. And what does he get back? He gets a $70 million refund. That's what they were complaining about. They're complaining to the wrong person, right? You want to complain to the government because they're the ones who make the laws. All we're doing, our job and my job, is just to explain how the laws work. And then we get to choose. Now you get a choice, right? You can pay taxes over here if you want, but you don't have to. Once you get the education, you can pay taxes over here.